let's talk about fatherhood. And fatherhood and spirituality. There's been this controversial topic about calling men of God fathers and mothers. And I have an opinion, and these are my thoughts. Like, personally, I grew up without a father, and I was among the people that I said that I wouldn't call anyone dad. Anyone is not my dad. After all, I don't know who is a father. And I remember I was among the people who criticized people who would call men of God or women of God fathers and mothers. I was like, hey, sure, you're calling this person a father, or you're calling her your mother, and she isn't your biological mother, or she hasn't even contributed something in your life to make call him or her a father or a mother. And one day I went to this church and I met her father. And I would love to give a story of how I found myself calling a man of God of dad. Actually, yeah, dad. As I've told you, I grew up without a father. And one of the disadvantages was I didn't know how to relate with God as a father because I didn't have a father figure. Some of us have grown even in domestic violent families where our fathers are present, but they don't show us who is a father. They don't show us fatherly love. And then for me, I went to this church, and I remember I met my bishop and he told me, June, you need a father. And it was like, okay, how? How will it happen? And by God's grace, for the 4 to 5 years that I've been in that church, I saw a father in my pastors and in my bishop. And it changed everything about my relationship with God. I started relating with God as a father. Because God has different titles. There's some of you who relate with God as a friend. There's some of you relate with God as a provider, as Jehovah Jireh, as Jehovah Rapha, and all that and all that. But there's a place that I feel is a bigger place when you get a revelation of relating with God as a father. And it becomes hard, almost difficult, when you don't have somebody who shows you or teaches you what a father is. Because the more nobody told me to call my bishop dad, nobody told me to call my pastor's dad, I found myself voluntarily calling them that because of the things that they do towards me spiritually, emotionally. They are there for me in times of need. And maybe that is what a father should be. And now I started going with this confidence of a daughter talking to his dad in heaven. I now understood who God was as a father to his children, because there is somebody on earth that God has placed a long way in my life, in the corridors of life that was to pass through to help me connect to God, to open my eyes to start seeing God as a father. And there's so many critics, there's controversy and all that. And that is why I keep saying relationship with God is personal. It's not about the opinion of man. It's not about who did, what he did, where did they do. It's so personal. And don't refuse to do something because other people ain't doing. The judgment is you. The day of judgment is you and our Father.